production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Hey, it's Monday. It ain't hard to get up for Monday when you get down like we do. Let's go.
Ready.
What's wrong with you, Jesse?
Wow.
Country saying it ain't hard to get up on Monday when you get down like we do. Down here in the bayou.
Oh, we got a special guest producer today. Who we got rocking the mic and the board in the back? Awesome.
Yep. Ghost show.
Welcome to the
Beamer. Beamer's up.
That's it? That's all you
Beamer
got?
That's all you're going to get.
Beamer ball.
No, you ain't going to get my picture up there, bro.
Why not?
Sorry. Nah, ain't going to happen.
Okay. How are y'all? How are you, Nate?
I'm great, man.
Yeah?
You started it off right. You started the show off right
How's that?
by getting on Kurt in his hair.
That was off the air. We didn't.
Kurt's hair's getting thick. We were just
Yeah.
admiring Kurt's locks.
Yes.
They grow back darker too?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't know.
All right. How you doing, Jess?
I'm so. I'm a little sad today.
Why?
Why?
It's Kobe
Oh, yeah.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, I started to
94.
text you guys on that. What we're going to do a show. You know, was half of us going to be crying and moaning. but-
Yeah.
About 30
I cried
minutes.
this morning.
Did you really?
Yeah, man. That was my
Was
guy.
that your guy growing up?
Yeah.
So he was
Yeah.
one of your
My heroes,
inspirations,
man.
was
Yeah.
he really?
Yeah. I was it's like 8th or 9th grade, and I begged one of the guys who helped raise me, begged him, man, take me to see this guy in Philly that everybody keep talking about. Because Jersey and Philly is about an hour and 15 minutes away. I'm like, please take me to see. I mean, everybody, take me, please take me to go see him play. And he took me, and I was just like, that's my guy. You know, and then he went on. Yeah, I was in 8th grade because I got into high school. He went on to the NBA, and it was Kobe everything. I wore 24 because in high school you couldn't wear 8. You can't wear 8 in high school.
Really?
Yeah,
Single numbers
Single
like
numbers
that.
like that.
Yeah.
So I wore 24. 2 times 4 is 8. So I wore 24, and eventually he changed it to 24. I tried to like play like him, and yeah. So he was my guy for a really, I mean, long time, long time. And so
Ever get a chance to meet him?
yeah, no, I was always afraid because I never wanted my. I never wanted my
Dream.
I never wanted that to be crushed because
Yeah.
I've been around some people who are stars and are complete
Yep. That's what they say.
a-holes.
Never meet your idols or your.
And I'm like,
Yep.
man, like, and that happened to me. Quick side story. One of my favorite R&B groups is Jodeci. Favorite
man, yes,
R&B
sir,
groups
now.
is Jody.
Back in the
Yes,
90s.
sir, man.
Love Jodeci.
Still do. I do.
I still do.
Yeah.
I was headed to Atlanta for Memorial Day weekend about 3 or 4 years ago. Flights got delayed like 3 or 4 times. So anytime you're in like the holding area, you
Yeah.
just start meeting people. And so I met this group of young ladies who were actually going there as well. And so we just started kicking it, and I'm like, hey, I watched their bathroom. When they went to the bathroom, they watched mine when I went to the bathroom. We were there
Having fun.
all day.
Having fun.
Casey and JoJo was also in the same terminal as us. I'm like, oh, that's gay. But they thought that I was with the young ladies, which I wasn't.
Right.
And they was trying to, get them to come to their parties and all that kind of stuff. So they're like talking like, you don't want to be with that sucker over there. So they talking about me. They calling me a sucker and like that lame. You don't want to hang out with him for the weekend. He ain't got no money. Casey and I was so hurt that like they just kicked my back in. I'm like, y'all don't understand. I seen y'all shows like at the top of my lungs. So I was hurt that my favorite group, Casey and JoJo of Jodeci, was kicking my back into the airport. They was dirty macking to some girls that I didn't even want. So I never wanted. I always admired him from afar. Was in places with him, but never did it because I was like, man, if he dissed me, if I go and speak and he'd be like, get the hell out of here, I might have to fight him because I'd be crushed.
Just ruin it.
I'd be crushed.
Not me,
So-
man. I met mine, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, you told us that.
Many,
You
man.
met him on the street, right?
Yeah, so I'm good.
Was he kind? Was he kind to you?
Man, he was putting on a show. See, he way better than I ever be with people. You know, when people, because I'm not, you just can't walk up to me. I don't know, you just can't walk up to me, but everybody. He had the airport. I was with the Redskins at the time. You know, and was in a hotel, man. He was just putting on a show for like an hour. You know, he had sleight of hand tricks and stuff like that. Oh, just an hour. And I finally got a chance to say, I just want to shake your hand and say hello. Man, it was awesome. But see, I don't ask for much from my stars. I always believe that if you walk up to me and say, hello, how you doing, Mr. Newton? How you doing, Nate? I'm going to say, hello, how you doing? Have a great day. That's all I want. I don't need no pictures, that's all I want.
You ever met anybody?
To be human.
Met anybody that you were like, okay, that was a better experience than I ever could have thought.
Michael Jordan.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've heard he could be kind of standoffish and
to his teammates he can.
Yeah.
To the general public, he been different every time I saw him.
Michael Jordan.
Where'd you meet him at?
UNC. He came in. We played horse. Like, I got a chance to see Michael Jordan, one of the greatest things I've ever seen. So we're in the weight room before practice, and he comes in there, and like you've heard of Michael Jordan, you're like, yes, Michael Jordan. But to have the man standing in the same room with you was a different, like, he looks like, I guess to me at that moment, he looked like some sort of god, right? Larger than life. Yeah. And the largest hand you'll ever shake. Like, that's how, the largest hand you'll ever shake. And he came to practice, and he kicked it with us, and we played horse. And it was after practice. We're all just shooting around after practice, and he called one of the ball boys over. Now, this was when Dean Smith was still alive.
Yeah.
So Dean Smith had a office in the Dean Dome. No matter what, he had an office there. It was off in the cut. So he comes out. You got Roy Williams out there. You got Dean Smith out there, and you got Michael Jordan shooting around. And Mike is just shooting like, elbow jump shots. Boom. Jogger, clothes, sweater, jeans. Yeah. Boom. Hits about 3 or 4 in a row. So he yells out to Coach Smith. He goes, Coach, I bet you 100 I can hit 10 in a row. Coach said, I'll bet you another 100 you can't hit 10 in a row left-handed. And when I say Michael Jordan, in the drop of a dime, looked at Coach Smith, looked at the ball boy, said, and rattled off 6 straight left-handed. Yeah. And he missed the 10th one. But he rattled off, like, you would have thought he was naturally left-handed. He hit it, bang, went to the other side, bang. 6 straight, like it was fluid and just smooth left hand, 15, 16-foot jump shots. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. I'm watching Michael Jordan do this. Like, it was just the greatest thing ever. It was the greatest thing ever. And then I met Tiger Woods, and he was an a-hole. Tiger was an a-hole.
Really?
Yeah, was an a-hole, right? At Valley Ranch.
Really? I'm going to tell you something, man. Mike, I'm with you. Mike, legit, man. If you catch him in the right set, it's all about settings, man.
That's what it is.
It's all about settings. Now, some people ain't going to never treat you right. Like, Tiger, I ain't shocked. I ain't shocked by Tiger Woods. Some people, you ought to look on their TV and say, that's him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but, man. But, hey,
wait,
Cowboys, man.
Hang on. Kurt. You've interviewed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Baseball guys.
A lot of athletes over the years.
Baseball guys.
Is there anybody that disappointed you? And is there anybody that, like, you were like, you know what? That's a good dude.
Most of them are good dudes. I've been pretty lucky. I mean, there have been a handful.
Who was the worst?
Oh, I'm trying to think who. I mean, nobody's bad.
Nice
No.
He's so nice to people, too.
They're not bad, but they just don't give you good answers. It's just like you're pulling teeth.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one-word answers.
Oh, I got one. Well, who is yours?
Best or
Both.
probably the best, Montel Jordan. Hands down. One of the nicest human beings I have ever met. Like, family man.
Yeah.
He mentors couples. Just a good dude.
Yes.
Worst, I'm not real sure. Like a lot of, and I don't know if it's because of this job, because you have something common, that I get to meet a lot of people and that you have that, that football Cowboy fan mentality. So you kind of feed off each other, so nobody's really a jerk. I don't really know if I'm sure there is one. Let me think about it. But Montel's
the beard, though, bro.
But the best I've met, man, star that I've met is Mama Gross. That's the best star, Lord.
I agree.
Yeah. Hey, don't you agree, Jay?
I agree.
That's the best star.
Y'all have no idea.
They do say one of your old former teammates is a tough dude to be around, though.
Who was that?
Deuce.
Emmett? Oh, yeah. You got it. It's all about the setting with Emmett. It's because Emmett is, you talking the dude is digesting every motive. He'll look at Kurt, okay, do you really want to interview or is this about some foolishness? I mean,
yeah. He'll challenge you, too.
Yes, sir.
When he was on that show, that Legend show with us last year,
Right.
like, you would say something, he'd be like, why?
Yeah.
What for? Like,
Yeah.
why would I do that? You're
Yeah.
like, I'm just asking a question.
I'm telling you.
He wasn't, in my time in the Cowboys locker room, he wasn't the most well-received
Oh, no.
by players at that time.
And didn't care and don't care. You heard what he said about Dak. Yeah, Dak, take 28. Take 28.
You should have been calling him like, stop.
Nah,
Stop, Emmett.
They asked me next day, and I said, that is Emmett. And that is what I'm telling you, we was moved, we used to play the hoops, D-hoop. I told you that story, we was the hoopsters. And it's 8 or 9 of us, and we trying to get all our luggage moved from one flight to the next. So we got to make this flight in Florida. And these bellhops, or whatever you call them, baggage men, was like moving all slow. And I'm like, fellas, what's up? Y'all don't want to tip? Well, your partner just came through here, and we moved like 80 bags for him and his family. He ain't do nothing for us. I'm like, well, and I'm kind of knowing who they talking about. Well, what partner are you talking about? Emmett Smith. He talking about we better be lucky that he even talked to us as a Cowboy. I'm like, bro, here go $50. Get the booze. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna dispute that.
You played for the Cowboys hoopsters there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I wasn't no good at it, but I had fun.
Nice.
I tell people like this here. We had a mixed bag of guys, and like Emmett, it ain't nothing he won't do for me, and nothing I won't do for him, but so different. I mean, so different. You know, Emmett, I'm telling you can walk with Emmett, hey, man, I'm Mr. Jerry Jones' cousin. I want to just say hello, and Emmett will shake your hand looking at you like, where we going with this? What's for that? That's just Emmett. That's just Emmett.
Well, since we talked about absolutely no football so far, let's take a break and reset, and let's talk about some football next on Hangin' with the Boys.
The Cowboys Way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live. Where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like. Where we're all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys Way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019, Bank of America Corporation.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper. So nice to treat you.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
It's right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus!
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2019.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
We are We are back
in 30.
In 30. So we're going to take a 30-second break. Our wonderful guest producer, Chris Beam, just goes, you got about 30 seconds, and then right back into break. Thanks, Chris, for the heads up.
You're welcome.
All right. Are you reading about underwear now or later? What do you want to do?
Whatever you want, man.
Go ahead and read about it.
All right. Put Tommy John on your end zone. Underwear that's guaranteed to never ride up. Trust me, I wear it. It's like nothing you've ever worn before. Plus, it's backed by the best pair you ever wear. It's free, guaranteed. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys and get 20% off your first order.
All right. Half of our staff is up in Indianapolis this week.
Yep.
What are they up there for, Kurt?
Scouting combine.
The combine.
Underwear Olympics.
Underwear Olympics, as Nate likes to refer to it. And the league has done a really good job of taking events and making them spectacles and making them made for TV. They've done it with the combine. They're now doing it with the draft, which, you know, who used to care about the draft? And now it's like this big deal, not only on TV, but now it's a destination and everything. So the combine this week, do teams get anything out of the combine other than, is the most important thing they get to be able to sit down and talk to these guys and just the eye test? Is there anything else? Do they make a big deal out of this for nothing, just for TV and to keep football relevant, or is there some good stuff that comes out of this?
The league in itself and the commissioner and his people make it big because it's always about selling for them. It's always about sponsorship. Now it's prime time. A lot of these, starting with the quarterbacks, I think Thursday, Friday, they'll be on prime time TV. But for coaches, last year at this combine, the receiver for the Seattle Seahawks,
DK Metcalf,
he went from a third, fourth round pick to the man just overnight because of these combines. We've seen it happen, man. Our guy here, our corner, who we decided whether went from just a good guy to a warrior workout guy.
Byron Jones.
Yeah, now a lot of these guys fail, but a few do make it. So this combine, they kind of know who they're going to look at. They kind of know what their needs are, but they just want to, a lot of times, see these guys, talk to them, and get their hands on them, man. Let their medical staff run through them. It's big, man. It's big. I mean.
So there's value to it.
Oh, it's a lot of value.
Standpoint.
Yeah, it's a lot of value.
My personal opinion, there's more value off the field than it actually is on the field. First and foremost, the medicals, right? I'm getting ready to invest. The guys who are going to the combine are guys who are most likely going to be your high picks, right? Your first, second, possibly third round. So teams are saying, I'm getting ready to invest a lot of time, energy, effort, money, franchises putting on some of these players' back. So let me make sure my medicals are in place. And then the second part is, because we've come so far in technology now with everything with, I mean, literally whether it's a computer or whether it's your cell phone, I can get any tape, any video, anything, any workout that I want right here, right? But when I want to be able to sit down, you know, and look you in the white of your eyes and ask you questions and see and get a feel. Because sometimes having a conversation, we've all done it. You know, you can text somebody, you can have a conversation on the phone, and it may not go over as well as to where I'm sitting right across from you. You're looking in my eyes, I'm looking in your eyes, and I get a feel. There's, you know, sometimes people, and everybody has their quirks about, they have their list of he has to be this or that or this or that. And sometimes it comes down to, how did I feel when I was in the room with Nate Newton? How did I feel when I was in the room sitting with Kurt Daniels? And that could take it from, I didn't feel it. You know, there may be some things there, but when I sat down with Nate, but when I sat down with Shannon, the other offensive lineman, comparable in attributes, but the feeling was different when I sat down with you than it was to Nate. So I think that's the biggest value that they're doing it. The stuff on the field, that's more just for show and to sell the product, like Nate was saying. It's always about keeping our product relevant, selling our product, and now we're able to brand these guys. When you have a DK Metcalf come and take his shirt off and you see all that, people want to come see, well, this dude like a specimen. What does he look like? So they want to sell their product, but the most important things to me is when you get a chance to sit down and talk to the guys and get the medicals.
Kurt, how many guys do they get to talk to during this? Because it's a little more regimented now.
You can bring 30 in here, right?
You can bring 30
in here.
30 for your 30 in-house visits.
Yeah, so I don't know how many you can do. Beam should know that.
Combine, you only get 18 minutes.
Yeah, it used to be where you just grab guys whenever you could, but now it's a little more structured.
Maybe 25,
right?
27.
Beam, would you know that?
Yeah, they get to interview every single guy, but it's like you said, it's like regimented. It's like 15 minutes. They blow a horn, everybody rotates.
Yeah,
so it's like speed dating.
It's like exactly.
Yeah,
and you try to get as many questions in that particular time, and then they blow the whistle, and then you go to the next group.
So Beam, do they take the information they get at the combine and then decide who they want to bring in for their 30 visits? Is that how it works?
Yeah, but I think sometimes it's like that they bring guys back here that they didn't get to talk to, like the ownership didn't get to talk to, or does that make sense? So
yeah.
I don't think Jerry's there every single interview.
Right.
So you want to bring him in, hey, check this guy out. We'll show him the facility, that kind of stuff.
But you get to feel them out at the combine and then decide who you want to bring in.
There's a little bit more here. You can get your guys on them, the position coaches, and that kind of stuff.
Okay. So you watching any of the combine, Kurt?
You know, I'm not going to stop down whatever I'm doing and watch. If I'm hanging out and don't have anything going on, I'll check it out.
Bro.
But
all things defense, oh yeah. I'm not.
Here we go again. Here we go. How many picks? All of them?
If
defense?
we have 7 picks, I would like
5
for our first 4 to be all defense. And if a guy is, say, can fall to us and he's at 14 or 15 and we only have to give up a 5th and a 6th and maybe a 4th and we to move up these 2 guys, I want playmakers galore on defense. We've spent all the money on offense. You know, and I keep hearing people saying, well, but if we can get a first-round wide receiver. No, fellas, no. We gave up a first-round pick to get Amari Cooper. Now we're going to spend another first-round pick to get another guy. Now we got Gallup. We got this guy sitting on the bench. We got Amari Cooper. We got the backup guys that flashed last year. We had the guy from Ohio State that flashed last year. We didn't see a lot of him. I'm saying to myself, out of $182 million last year, we spent $54 million on defense. And we did not get our money's worth. Even though it was only $54 million, for some reason, whether it was injury, whether it was lack of interest, we need playmakers on defense. And now we don't know what this new staff value, what positions, but I'm hoping it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll go in. They don't go in focusing on defense, right? They go in and say, we're going to look at everybody.
Player, yeah, best player. Because what if you got a lineman that's like number 2 on your board, defensive lineman is number 2 on your board, or offensive lineman is number 2 on your board, and the next closest guy is the defensive guy, and he number 5 on your board. You gotta go get the offensive lineman because it's just like that. It helps your team better in the long run than waiting on this dude and drafting him in the 3rd round, and he's a projected 6. That don't work.
Go ahead.
Well, because you have a new coaching staff and you don't know yet maybe what they want, is it tougher this year for Will McClay and his group?
No, because even though they say, hey, this is this type guy we like, this when they look at the guy like, hey, we like big receivers like Jesse. Okay, they can look at him, but they're going to also say, Coach, it ain't none out there. You know, not in the first 4 rounds. Just some 5th and 6th rounders you may want to take a shot at. It's just Will them going and going to try to match what you want, but it's still going to take a year or 2 to really see what you want. Because coaches, that's why they didn't go to the combine. These coaches are more so locked in on what we have here. And free agency, we should not ignore this year. Because if you use free agency right, which they've been trying to, Ryan, we hit with Quinn and Cobbs last year, is those are the stopgap guys until you can draft guys.
How does that work? Is it the coordinators that decide what type of guy they like, or is it the position coaches?
Position go into the coordinators.
So the position coach says, I like long, rangy DBs.
The offensive coordinator knows what type of player he likes. But and Jesse, you may speak on this more than me. Some quarterbacks do better with big receivers. Some quarterback that's more accurate do better with little small. Like Dan Marino, it didn't matter. You can be 4'3", he can find you and hit you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Other guys do better. Like Elway, as good as he was, he always had big receivers.
I think it might be. I think it's flipped.
Okay.
I think your coordinators, your offensive defensive coordinators, saying, "Here's what we're running.
Right.
We're running 4-3-3-4. We're going to be a press team. We're going to be a zone team. Whatever it is." Offense says we're going to be shotgun, 3 receivers. Okay, now what are my strengths? For example, Dak Prescott. He needs route runners.
Yes, sir.
He needs offensively at the receiver position. He can't have guys who can't. If guys can't get open, he's not the guy who's going to throw you open or throw in a really tight windows. You got to get open. That's why Amari Cooper was such a special piece that was added. Gallup, Cobb, even Jason Witten to a certain extent, and Blake Jarwin, because those guys are route runners. They're not just guys who are going to go out there and do their own thing, toss up football. So now I go into the draft saying, if we bring guys in here, we want to bring guys in here that are going to be able to run routes, because that's what our offense calls for. We're not going to be a vertical deep offense because our quarterback doesn't have the arm to throw the ball, 20 times a game, 40, 50 plus yards down the field. Our offense is going to be mainly 10 to 17 to 20 yards. We're going to be in that. So I need guys who can get open in those spaces. Defensively, what are we going to be defensively? All right, we're going to be a 4-3-3-4, whatever. Now I start plugging in those guys into place. I look at my roster and I say, here's what we have. These guys I think can fit. But we need a guy in the middle, right? So now I need a guy in the middle who's athletic, who is going to be a run stopper. Look for that guy. My cornerbacks. What kind of cornerbacks are you looking for, Coach? Well, we're going to be a press. I can tell you now with Al Harris out there, like I said last week, Al Harris is going to teach press. So he's going to want guys with long arms who can turn and transition, who ain't afraid to get up in your face. So now when I go to the combine and they doing the measurements and all that kind of stuff, oh, we like that corner. Look at his hips. When they do that drill where he backpedals, opens up, and then turns and run. I need to see that, because I'm going to have my guys up in their face. And if they can't turn and run, when a receiver goes to turn and run, he can't be in my defense because we're not playing zone. We're going to be a lot of man to man in your face. So I think, and then your position coaches, they coach what you give them. They help develop what you give them. The coordinators and the head coach say, here's what we have on our roster. Here's what we're looking to add to our roster. All you position coaches, what we give you, I pay you.
Make it work.
I pay you $200,000 a year, $250,000 a year to make this work.
I coach you so you can coach the player.
Correct. Yeah. But I was looking at some stuff too, because they're changing up a little bit. There's 45. You're now allotted 45 interviews.
At the combine?
At the combine, 15 minutes. But they're also changing up the drills. They're adding more drills.
16 new drills.
16 drills.
16.
Yeah, it ain't going to be all of them new, but I'm saying 16.
Right. They're adding time to the gauntlet drill where the receiver catches it here, and he runs down. So they're trying to time it now. How fast can you get across that line and tracking the ball? They're doing more W drills. They're doing more drills that are related to the game, but also they went back and they looked at the TV ratings. What drills that people most tune into? Of course, first and foremost is the 40, right? Everyone see who's around the fast. So the 40 is always the most watched drill for any position, but mainly when you got your running backs and your receivers and those your DBs. Then it's like the gauntlet drills and things like that. So they're taking those, instead of just making them side pieces, making them main events. So now you can watch those things that have been moved around so that those drills become prime time. When people get home, not at work or their jobs, they can actually sit down at the house and watch the 40, or when the quarterbacks are throwing to the receivers, or when the DBs are doing their drills. The fat guys, no offense, those aren't the sexy guys. I don't care about an offensive guard on a combine day if he can get out and pull.
That's why they Saturday. That's why they Saturday and Sunday.
Everybody's out shopping.
Everybody out trying to buy a donut.
Right, but I want to see Tua throw. I want to see guys throw. I want to see receivers run routes. So all those things are being moved to more prime time schedulings so that you can see them as a main feature instead of just because sometimes you'll have it where they have so much going on and they can cut to a guy and then cut to something else and then cut to a guy. They're making them, we're going to watch this. Yeah.
You brought up Tua. Came out last week that someone asked him where he would go if he could choose, and he said, well, he grew up a Cowboy fan, so obviously he would. That has absolutely nothing to do when teams are looking at a guy if a guy wants to be somewhere. Is it? It's fun for the fans.
It sounds. He gonna get different. It sounds good.
It's fun for fans, you know. Can he play?
Brother, there's no way what you have to give up to get there.
So why
tremendous.
Why doesn't it matter if someone says it, but it matters if someone says, well, I don't, like right now, your guy, Joe Burrow, right? There's little talks about him saying, well, if they draft me, they draft me. They're like, wait, you don't want to go number one to the Cincinnati? Yeah. So it's like
who wants to go to
him not saying, oh, man, I cannot wait to be the number one overall pick and get to Cincinnati and da-da-da-da-da. So him not saying that, it's like a front office, you got to kind of like take a step back now and go, well, will he do what Eli Manning did and say he's not coming? Because now I can't put all my eggs in one basket with Joe Burrow because of his answer, right? So it's like, well, if it doesn't matter when a guy says he wants to be here, then it shouldn't matter if he doesn't. But when he say he doesn't, that's a big deal. I think it's the same thing. If a guy said like Tua, now will we get to Tua? Probably not. Probably not, but you want to be wanted. That's everybody in the world. I want to be wanted.
I'm going to tell you something.
I want somebody to say they want Jay Holly.
I'm going to tell you something. You do not want to be the Cincinnati Bengals and hear the top pick say, right. You do not want it. Now, the Cowboys, you know Jerry, like, we talked about that all week on the radio. Once that kid, I had to put out so many fires because that kid said, I'm not going there. I'm not going to play with that. But since we do have to talk about it, what do you get? You got to give up the house. Tua's, what do you think? Top 5 pick?
Depends on his medicals.
What if
they say he's healed? Now this is just the rumor. This is just the rumor. They say he's healing faster than it. You know, it's like, wow, this is unbelievable. So they projected that he is going to be everything that Bama showed him to be.
What if, just for fun, Nate, you don't have to participate since you don't want to put fires out. What if just for medical concerns, all his medicals come back okay?
They're going to come back okay, watch.
And then he winds up and he's at 13 or 14. Hell, what if he falls to you at 17? And Dak hasn't signed his deal yet? Would you just be like, you know what? We can lock this guy up for the next 4 years at a rookie contract. And we'll take our chances.
You know how much more you can sign?
Oh, how many pieces you could put around him?
If you go get Tua at 17, now don't say nothing because you're going to have to put out fires at some point in time if you get into this conversation. But if Tua falls to 17.
Look at him over there just looking.
If Tua falls to 17, if he falls to 15.
You got to think about it, huh?
You got to start getting on the phone like, what you guys want to move up 2 spots. And you grab that quarterback because you still got some time. You got a little time because you got a new head coach. You grab that quarterback, you let Dak walk, and now you got so much more. You can talk about now, you can go get another corner. You can go get some more defensive linemen. You can go get another receiver. You can go get Tyron's replacement for the future.
I mean, that big fat greasy guy in the middle.
You could go get 3-4 pieces with that. You could sign Amari. You could sign.
Tua ain't falling now, though. I ain't for the fantasy with you guys at all. Kurt, what are your thoughts? Because Kurt's sitting over there smiling,
he
man.
Won't be there,
all right, Kurt, let me ask you this. If he starts falling, where would he have to fall to for you to honestly be like, we got to pick the phone up?
I don't know all the levels, give up this and that and whatever.
I would say 11.
Yeah.
If he gets out of the top 10.
Your phone rank, your phone is being picked up
at 11. If he's still at 11, I'm like this.
Where's that chart?
So what do you want?
11. Huh?
How about we sign and give you Dak and this and in the next year's first round and we move up and give you a second, I'm giving. I'm listening.
That's a shame, man. That's a shame.
I was
man.
gonna ask
That's
you guys
a
this
shame,
because we talked about Dak a couple of weeks ago.
That's a shame.
If you look at the list of free agent quarterbacks, this is a dangerous game to be playing this year, in my opinion, because there's some guys out there.
Dangerous for Dak to be playing?
Yes.
Why?
I just think there's some guys out there that are serviceable quarterbacks. I'm not saying any of them are as good as Dak.
Who?
You got
Brady, Phillip Rivers,
Winston.
No mention none of the old guys.
Cam Newton.
Oh, you got what's the guy? Both of the guys in Tennessee, Mariota and
Tannehill.
Yeah,
I think the only person that, to me, this is just me, that is maybe 1.5 is Matthew Stafford. Is a guy.
Yeah. Bridgewater.
And no.
No.
Matthew Stafford.
You say no on him?
No, I'm out on him.
Yeah, okay.
Matthew Stafford, and I think the only other guy, and I'm not on him, but I'm just thinking ties. Andy Dalton.
See, I wouldn't even have. He wouldn't even been on my radar. But what if you? Let's just say, let's take a Stafford for instance, right? Made his money. He's made his money. You know he's got 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 good years left in him. Just been in a system that hasn't worked out for him. Says, you know what? You guys are ready to win now. I'll come play for $25 million a year. What would you do? I can have Dak at 40, or I can have this guy that's willing to take a pay cut to get the pieces around him to go win. Like, I just think with some of the names that are out there, you got guys not as good as Dak, but if I'm going to have to pay you 40, I'll take this guy at 20, 25.
Matthew Stafford makes me have to break out the Johnny Walker Blue and have conversation.
Just bring him into Cowboys Club and just have a talk?
Like, I'm talking about like Steven and Jerry. Like,
Look at Nate. He don't want no part of this conversation.
Like, they got to sit down. Like you have to have the conversation. Go, what does Matt Stafford have left? Because he has the tools.
Is he free agent or is he still under contract?
I think he's a free agent.
I think he is. I can look it up.
I think he's a free agent.
Look it up before,
fellas.
So we don't have to put a disclaimer on this and say, hey, this is just talk.
Fellas.
Yes.
Whether y'all playing or not, or fantasizing or not, what you're saying and what you're getting across, whether you believe it or not, his perception is Dak is not worthy. He's not good enough.
No, I think
that's what you're saying.
No,
brother.
no.
I'm serious.
I think, Nate,
you
as a business owner, you have to weigh all of your options.
Yes, you do.
You can have a great employee and say, you know what, we really want to sign them. But before we sign him or her, let's just check the landscape.
Yes.
Let's check.
Like that is doing your due diligence.
Let's check the landscape of, okay, and let's check the percentages of how this thing works. All these guys we talked about, every one of them, including the college guys, have never done nothing in the playoffs either.
Right.
Have never done nothing with the teams around them. One guy had Megatron, one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game, and didn't do a thing.
Now we're gonna say,
now listen, let me finish.
He had a horrible team.
We're gonna say, oh, he didn't have a defense. He didn't have this. He didn't have that. Da this. Brothers, you have said more than one time on this show, Jesse, the voice of reason has told me several times, it is the bad coaching. Once we get the new coaching, everything will change.
Right.
Okay, so to play this game of what ifs, you might as well just give up 2 or 3 draft picks and move on up and get the kid from Bama. Try to say, hey, call Burroughs people and say, look at him, man. You really don't want to speak with Cincinnati, so do everything in your power to wreck that relationship. Come on, fellas. Dak is the man.
Stafford is signed. He's not a free agent.
Thank you, Kurt.
So this is just
bring them back
talk.
to reality. This boy here will have fans.
No.
Stop, Jesse.
I think
you
Dak,
are the voice of reason.
I think
Stop.
Dak is the guy to sign. But as a businessman,
yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
When I'm looking to get a product,
And get the best product.
The best product.
Right.
I have to also look at my bottom dollar, right? If someone else is selling a product that is very similar to the one that I want, or the one that I already have, I got to go and look.
Okay.
I got to go. I'm doing. Everyone in this building, the 52 guys in the locker room, I'm doing everyone a disservice if I don't do my due diligence and say,
flip a few rocks.
I need to see. I need to
sniff the air.
Because I need to go back and say, when I signed this $38 million contract per year to this dude, I don't want to have any regrets. I don't want to sign this and be like, what would Matt Stafford have been with this? So let me go ahead and say, let's talk to him. Let's review him. Let's have these scenarios before I go and make my decision on signing him. He is our guy. We're looking to sign him.
This league is so funny to the fact that how we be amazed, even us as ex-players and people that y'all work around it every day. So y'all are into the football world. And it's amazing how we can talk and leave out of this room, and when this radio or podcast go off, how we'll be like, I said that, but I'm really thinking that if this man fall to 13, you get what I'm saying?
No, it's true. It's true. If Tua fall to 13, he's in play.
Right.
Things change now. If Tua falls to 13, if Tua didn't get hurt, a lot of the experts are saying if he never got hurt, Joe Burrow wouldn't be the number 1 overall pick. They're saying he would be. So if he falls to 13 because of medicals, which, again, I highly doubt. I highly doubt he gets past 5 or 6. 7 at best. I think because Miami's at 7. I highly doubt he gets past that. But, yeah, if he gets to 13, 12, 13.
Andy Dalton.
I'm picking up the phone.
I thought he would be bigger than that.
No, again, there's a guy
y'all know who Dalton is, right?
Has Texas ties.
Could be a
Red
good
Rocket.
backup. Right.
I'm just saying, I mean, if you can get Tua, think about the money. If you got Tua and you had to give up, they gave up first-round pick for Amari Cooper, right? If I can get Tua for a first round, even this year, next year, you know how much money I can go sign in free agency now? I can go and get
Smith and Smith.
I can have Byron Jones on one side. I can go get Darius Slay on the other side. I can go get me a safety. I can go get me a big, fat, greasy dude on the inside.
Yes, sir. That'll be the helpings that you need. But I'm just saying, man, I mean, we took, 2 hours to get into football, and wow, have we got there. we have arrived, huh, Kurt?
We have.
Well, tomorrow,
because of you.
A lot of teams need quarterbacks up at the top of that draft, so I don't know.
Yeah, they do. Name them out. Name a few of them out.
Cincinnati, Washington, I don't know if they're all in on Haskins. Detroit.
They ain't ever all in on anybody.
Yeah.
They'll sign a dude.
On Peterson, the running back.
Then you got the Giants.
All in on him.
Giants have their guy. And Dolphins are 5th. Chargers are 6th.
I'm going to tell you what.
Carolina's 7th.
That's why the Chargers already.
It ain't happening.
No, but the Chargers have already said. See, a few teams are like, they have already cleared their way. The Chargers cleared the way. They're like, you know what, Phillip Rivers, love you. We ain't going to pay you. That puts Tua in play for them.
Yeah.
And so Miami, y'all cannot mess up again. Y'all throw away a guy, and all of a sudden he in the playoffs in the AFC Championship. Miami can't, so they can't mess up again. So that's what I'm saying. It's too many teams up there like, Tua, we know you don't like us, but we're going to sell you a part of the team. It's the Bengals. You know, I mean, not Tua, but the other kid, Burrows. Because when I heard that, Jesse, where the guy like, I'm like, uh-oh, Eli all over again. You know, Elway all over again. I ain't playing for y'all. Y'all can do what you want, say what you want. I re-enter the draft, you know.
All right, let's take our last break. And when we come back.
Fantasy League football.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah, you messed it up today. I mean,
how did I mess it up? I just started a conversation.
You got the voice of reason going crazy over here.
I mean, it's fun to think about. I mean, that's what the draft's all about.
Dak, I love you.
I do too, Dak. I hope you're here next year.
He will be.
You think?
40 mil?
Let's talk about it. They can tag him starting tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
No. Got to wait 2 days.
2 days?
It's the 27th now.
Yeah.
They pushed it back with that whole CBA.
Because all the let's talk a little bit about the CBA when we come back on Hanging with the Boys.
Planning your next family vacation? Make it Dreams Playa Mujeres Golf Resort and Spa. Enjoy the perks of unlimited luxury at this all-suite beachfront haven where gourmet meals, premium drinks, and activities are all included. Only 10 minutes from downtown Cancun, Dreams is situated on a private white sand beach. Soak in the views from the infinity pool, pamper yourself at our spa, or enjoy family time at the lazy river and water park. Book your stay today at Dreams Playa Mujeres by visiting dreamsresorts.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
The Cowboys Way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live. Where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like. Where we're all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys Way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019, Bank of America Corporation.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
It's right above the subway.
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2019.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Yeah. All right, we back. We're talking about franchise tags and stuff and such. The CBA, the owners agreed to it last week. Players are considering it. What are the 2 big things out of it, Kurt?
Well, the ones you hear about are the playoffs expanding to 14 teams and the season expanding to 17. That's kind of the 2 main
in 3 playoff, 3 preseason games.
So they cut back to 3 preseason games, add an extra regular season. They're going to get to 18 games eventually.
But
right?
explain to me who gets the extra home game.
Yeah, that's a weird. That odd 17 is kind of strange.
Who gets the extra? You know what I'm saying? You're not playing all of them international.
They talked about
the reason because it gives people the international, so you don't lose. You can still have all your home games, and that odd game get to the.
So everybody has their own game?
Everybody would have an international game. Yeah. You could do that because they're doing Mexico, they're doing UK, they want to get into Germany, they want to get into Brazil, so you've got enough.
Yeah.
Everybody would play.
I mean, they could go to Portland or Toronto or,
cities that don't have teams.
Yeah. Let me say a quick sidebar. I know the NFL wants to get like the NBA and have a global brand.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Goodell, if you're listening to me.
He's not.
If you're listening, you never know. He may be listening to our podcast on his run.
You're right.
Have the Super Bowl in I would say China or Tokyo, but we ain't going there right now with the coronavirus.
Right.
But like Dubai, one of these places where it can get like you go to Dubai, they gonna set it up nice.
Oh yeah.
All the sheiks and all the oil money over there. If you want to take this thing globally, go to like Dubai or Tokyo. Or have it somewhere like that.
For the Super Bowl?
For the Super Bowl.
That's a good point because no one's getting the home field advantage anyway.
Right.
People just go to party for the scene. It's not like your fans are.
And a lot of people saying, well, trust me, if the Super Bowl was in Dubai, you won't have to. You probably can't afford. Regular fans probably couldn't afford tickets, but the stadium would be packed.
Dubai, they would go build you a stadium for 200,000 people, and it would be done within a year.
Exactly.
If you wanted to play there.
Exactly.
They would get it done.
They have all the nice suites, and so you'll have all the famous people to be there because all the entertainers, all the actors and actresses and rappers and singers and all the because everybody wants to go to Dubai and show off their wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So. You'll easily fill that place up. Yeah. You do a 100,000, 90,000 seat stadium. If you want to grow the brand globally, you heard it here first.
Did anybody watch the fight this weekend?
Yes.
I did not.
And I now next time I see him, I'm not taking a picture with him. I'm not afraid of him
Man,
anymore.
he got his butt whooped.
Deontay, I'm not taking a picture with you anymore.
No, man, you're not 6'8" and 300 pounds, whatever that other guy
That's
is.
true.
And
I'm just playing.
that ref was terrible.
Was he?
He took my fun out of that fight.
Was the ear punch legal?
I hadn't gone back and watched it.
I've heard both sides.
Really? I hadn't gone back.
Is
and
the ear
watched
bad? Like it's probably side of the head, right?
I don't know. Some are claiming it was a little.
It was
too,
behind, kind of
rabbit
behind the
punch?
ear. Yeah. Was a very disappointing fight. I was expecting the fight
Really,
to be bigger.
I've heard it was pretty exciting.
It was pretty
Did you like
good,
it?
but he just
I did.
he just got
mauled.
he just got dirty boxed to death. Like
He exactly. He got outboxed.
he had the perfect game plan against him and just executed it
He
perfect.
got hit in the mouth.
He got hit in the mouth. He got hit in the head. He got hit
He
in
got
the
hit
side.
everywhere. Punch in the ear.
You know it's bad
Headlocks.
when you know it's bad when they show the little steel frames.
Oh.
And he getting hit in the face and like the glove is a part of his face.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
He got beat up.
Got his
I didn't even watch the fight, but I saw that one steel frame. I'm like, where did the glove and face separate?
and then the man licked the blood off his neck. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's done.
But he said that in the leading up to the fight. He was saying that I want to taste his blood.
Ah, that's what that was about.
That's what that was about.
Ah,
Because at one point in time, Deontay Wilder said when he knocked down the last fight and he got up and he was like, for me to stay down, you're gonna have to nail me to the canvas. And so Deontay said, don't worry about it. I brought my 6-inch nails and he said I brought my hammer from Tuscaloosa or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
My Alabama hammer.
Yeah.
To the next saying, you gonna be down.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just saying like, I want to taste his blood. I'm gonna knock him out. I want to taste his blood. So when he had that, that's why you
That's
saw
what
him
he did that for?
Looking at
Did you like all the pregame, pre-fight, all that?
I do.
hoopla?
too much.
I like it.
Too much.
I like it.
I don't know. I've seen the Wilder fight, but I hadn't seen the other guy fight. But every interview that I've heard, they said this dude was special.
Mm-hmm.
They had Muhammad Ali daughter with Stephen A. and the other fight doctor. This dude who go be with Stephen A. He's real good.
Max Kellerman.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
And they even though they went with the other cat, they was talking about how good this dude is with moving and boxing. They said that's the antidote. Then when I saw the glove, the steel glove, like hey, it all came to me. Hey.
All right, back to the CBAs. I want to know how that works. So the owners vote for it, the owners approve it, and then they give it to what? The player representatives?
To the players board, which every player has a representative.
Every team has
a representative.
One or two
but
reps.
They have a board higher than that, Jess.
Talking about the NFLPA board?
Yeah, where they look it over and then they give it, and then they send it to their reps.
Yeah, you have your NFL. So you have like your NFLPA president, which is Eric Winston, I believe is the president now. And then every team has a representative. So you have your vice president, your president that sits on the board with DeMaurice Smith and the NFLPA.
Mm-hmm.
And so once they get the information from the owners, then DeMaurice Smith and Eric Winston and so on and so forth sit down and kind of go through it. And then the message is then relayed down to each one of the reps on the 32 teams. And then it's their job of the reps, the reps
to tell the team.
To tell the teams. And so I was a part of the Cowboys the last time we had a lockout, 2010.
Yeah. But let me say this right quick. Like, while they're negotiating, it's the president, vice president, and like 4 or 5 guys that they've chosen from certain teams to be into that negotiation.
So 4 or 5 player team reps are in with that. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead on.
Yeah. No, and then your player rep, they'll call a meeting in the locker room. You go in there and they'll give the information.
So once they get it back, so the owners voted, they passed it, they gave it to the players. Rep, NFLPA. Then they
look over it. They look over it.
We literally come in there and they give us like a tally sheet. Like, are you for it or against it? Check one. We hand them in.
So how many?
It depends on how good your rep is. So some reps will sit down and like, man, hey, bro, this y'all guys that don't make $5 million a year, y'all may want to look at this part right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that because some of the salaries are such a gap? Does that make it tough in those meetings?
That is that's the part that the owners have in their favor, is trying to get 53 guys to agree on the same thing. Because when we were a part of the lockout, like Tony Romo was like, "Yeah, let's lock out," and I'm like, "Yeah, Tony, yeah, lock out. You got $100 million."
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
he gets a vacation break.
I'm like, "Yeah, lock out," because you good for 6 months. Without you good for 60 years.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand,
back in the cell phone store,
I'm looking like, who hiring?
Mall cop.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Indeed.com because I'm saying I got a little bit of money saved up, and that's where the difficult part becomes, because 10% of your team takes up most of the money.
Right.
The rest of your team are made up of guys who make $500,000 a year, and I know that sounds like a lot, but when you adapt these lifestyles and you live in a certain way and you look for those checks to come every month, guys like Dak, and Zeke, and those guys, they like lock out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
What was it? J.J. Watt tweeted, "That's a hard no," but I mean, he's up in that upper echelon where
you make $2, $3, $4, $5 million autograph signings in the offseason.
Yeah, it ain't gonna affect him.
You know your jersey sales, when you get your little check at the end of the year from jersey sales,
you taking care of.
That's $250,000 just from them selling your jersey throughout the year. You can go and J.J. Watt can say, "Well, that's a hard no," and then go host Saturday Night Live and make money from, what I'm saying, and make money in different avenues.
Well, Beam and I were talking about that last week when it came back, and it's like the extra playoff game, you get paid, but it's capped at $250,000. And if you make $1 million a game, you're going to be like, why would I discount my services for a game? But if you're that guy that makes $50,000 a game, you're like, hell yeah, I want an extra check.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because in the playoffs, it's the same thing. In the playoffs, all those stars we talk about, they take a pay cut in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That it is slotted what you make every round of the playoffs. You ain't your check stop at the end of week 17.
But if you make less than that maximum, you're like, give me that extra check. The other guy's like, I'm putting my body on the line for less money. This doesn't make sense for me.
And so that is where you got to choose the right rep for the 45 other guys. You got to choose the right rep for the 43 to 45 other guys. Mm-hmm. That's going to sit down and say, fellas, before we say now understand this, the benefits of doing your career, after your career, this is how you go up. That's going to sit down, and a lot of times, we don't want to hear, we want the money. And then all of a sudden, Michael Irvin tried to tell us when we was locked out that we was taking a bad deal. And over the years, you're like, wow, we took a bad deal.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Irvin tried to sit down and tell everybody in there, fellas, please don't sign this, don't go for it. But we were so hot for the money, we signed it.
And if you don't have a guy that's I guess business savvy, like if you would look back whenever they raised the veteran minimum, if you're a veteran, you're like, yeah, that's the deal. Long term, though, it wound up hurting some of those guys because it's like, okay, you're a little bit better than this guy, but the veteran minimum is this. I can get this guy for a third of that. Right. But if you're just saying, they want to raise the veteran minimum to this, and you're not thinking big picture, you're like, I'm all in for that. But if you don't have somebody to explain that to you, this could be the long-term effect of this. So that's kind of where you get into this.
3 years ago, that was big. That was big in this league. Oh, he making too much. Oh.
Yeah.
And so when they came back with the PA can pay up to so much on a deal, now the Players Associations, to help those veterans that, oh, man, but I'm telling you, money.
Does it make a difference that Byron Jones is their rep? I mean, because he's a free agent and may not even be here, in another month or two.
No, I think he's fine in the sense of he's going to relay the information.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and if he's not here in the next week or two,
he got an assistant. He got a second guy.
They'll have somebody that'll be able to step in that spot. When I was here, it was Brady James.
Yeah.
When I was here, but it was tough because I'm like, I mean, I'm for the squad, but.
How much back and forth is there when they bring it and they say, here's the deal? Are guys in there like, what do you think about this? What's he voting? What's he doing?
I'm going to be honest with you, man.
People just come in and say, yeah, nay, like he say. It ain't no.
You already have your mind made up.
Some cats coming in like, oh, we got to come in and do this VA meeting. Yeah. And don't care.
Yeah.
And don't care. Some guys don't even show up to the meeting.
Yeah. So
you honestly, out of the
57 guys.
out of the 47, really that really matters because the other guys they set.
Right.
But out of those guys that really come in, I would say half of those guys are really interested in learning about your benefits, paying into your 401k. Like, because guys are coming in listening and be like, listen, the NFL is going to give you free money up to this, up to $30,000. And so most guys are like, I ain't giving up $30,000. And it's like, listen, that's actually $60,000 that's going to go in your pot every single year so that when you're done on the back end, guys ain't thinking about the back end. A guy who's 22 years old, 23 years old, 24 years old.
My money now.
He ain't thinking about 60.
No.
And that's why
thinking about 60.
And believe it or not, that's why the NFL put in the press, so it puts something in place still for them. So when they get out, like, oh man, I played 5 years. The NFL don't like me. Oh no, we still take care of you. Yeah.
You think the players will get too hung up on? You're talking about doing away with the marijuana.
I told you. Yes, they will. I told y'all that months ago. I've been saying it for years. They're going to hold that marijuana card, and they're going to get whatever they want.
This year.
They're going to get whatever they want because of that marijuana.
And you know what? I'm going to say this. People say, well, it ain't about 5 or 6 players that smoke weed. Come on, America.
5 or 6 players where? In a position group?
That has always made me laugh. When over half of my friends smoke weed, and they don't think about 1 or 2 players on each team smoke weed, I say, come on now.
A locker room is a microcosm of the universe.
Thank you.
Like whatever happens in society, you replicate that in that locker room.
Thank you.
Just because they're athletes doesn't make them different. They're still people.
Man, when I found out some of my teammates when I was playing, I like, you do smoke? Oh, really?
And then you put on top of that, like, some of these ailments that football causes, the only way you can get relief is through something like that. Then that even probably pushes it even higher than what
Come on, man. I tell people, stop with the foolishness, all right? Yeah. You know, half the kids in America smoke weed, and you're holding these football players to something your kids. Yeah, hey, Mom, can we roll one? You know, yeah, go ahead on. Yeah, do it in the back room. Come on, man.
And for all you adults that are oblivious to people smoking weed, next time you see some kid vaping in a restaurant or a bar or on a patio, about 85% of that is weed.
Thank you.
It's not just vaping.
Brother, you know what's so funny is you shouldn't do that because them vapor, will blow up. So that is very unsafe. So I'm telling y'all, stop with the vaping or that, and do it conventionally if you got to do it. I'm saying if you got to do it. I'm serious. If you got to do it, safety first. I mean, it's wrong, but safety first.
This show's all about safety. Yeah. That's why we're going to get off the air while we're on this topic. Kurt, good seeing you, man.
Seeing you.
Jesse, good seeing you.
Yeah.
Nate, thanks for bringing it. Beam,
Kurt,
thank you so much for guest producing tonight. Beam, you still back there?
What's up, Beam?
He gone.
30 seconds. Yeah, I'm here.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, 30-second beamer. All right. William, thanks for helping if you helped out today. Cade,
where you at, man? You're supposed to be having to do the show.
Thanks for staying away.
You're welcome.
Kyle, we miss you. See you next week. We'll be back next week. Hanging with the boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,